Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, to bishops, and the elders of GMS who rules well. Peace and salutations to the elect. My name is Aina. The title of this video is Boycotting and Hunger Strikes in These Times is Wild. Right? And basically, the people lack wisdom and understanding here in these last days, and they're doing things, basically not smart things. Anyway, Isaiah 60:1, it says, "Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord Yahweh is risen upon thee." Right, and upon who? Not in these last times, the ones that have the understanding and the knowledge, the hopeful elect. Right, the Israelites have woken back up to the truth of who they are and what's going on in the world. So we're very happy, right? The light is upon us, but it says, "For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee." Right, and that's because we have the wisdom and understanding to know what's going on in these last days. Right, Esau Edom is coming with lying wonders, and all deceivableness to the people. Right, deceiving them and what's going on. You have these different podcasters and things like that. Sometimes I listen to them, and I wonder, do they understand what exactly they're talking about? Regarding the end, everyone's talking about war with Iran and what's happening in Israel and food shortages and things like that. I'm like, well, you're speaking of the end, but they don't know that, because then they'll say, okay, so how is this going to affect us in the next 4 years or 10 years or whatnot? You're thinking down the line, and when this is the end, and that's the gross darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. Right? They don't understand the times they're living in. So I'll grab this. Let me grab this. I want to get this word darkness. The darkness. Let's hear it.
Strong's H2822. Choshech. Choshech.
Right. And it is darkness. It says darkness, obscurity, darkness, secret place. And I wanted the obscurity. They can't see. Right. They don't have the eye salve, right? The knowledge and understanding to see what's going on in these last days. That's why they're in darkness. It says darkness, misery, destruction, death, ignorance, sorrow, wickedness, obscurity. Right. They can't see what's going on, right? So, like the title, boycotting and hunger strikes is crazy. So we have here in these last days people boycotting Target because of the terrorists, not knowing pretty soon they're going to be starving, all right? Because that's what's happening. The end has manifested itself, and they're boycotting because the end is here, which is crazy. Crazy work.
Target, you done messed up, girl. You done messed up real bad. So today I had to go into Target, not for the reason that you think. They put Kaisers in Target now, so my son had a doctor's appointment. I had to go in there, and that's the reason why I spent no coin. So don't come for me, okay? Okay. Anyway, after the appointment, I needed to take a gander around the store, because I have never, ever, and I mean ever, in my life seen a Target so empty. I start looking down the aisles. I see nobody but employees, okay? They looking at me, I'm looking at them, we looking at each other, and it's uncomfortable. It's like a damn desert town. With all this time on you guys' hands, what are y'all doing in there now? I hope you're playing a big ass game of hide and seek, because that's all there is to do. There is no go backs. There is no fold more. Empty.
For fucking years, Target has been my happy place. If I was sad, I went to Target. Happy, went to Target. Bored, went to Target. Had a lot of money, went to Target. Got my paycheck, went to Target. Nothing to do, Target. Basically, all roads in my house led to Target, okay? And that means I spent a shit ton of money there. So yesterday on my For You page, I saw a girl who said that she went on her Target Circle app and added up all her purchases from 2024 versus her purchases from 2025, because she herself wanted to see what impact she had on the Target boycott. So I said, as a psychotic Target shopper, I feel like I have done a lot. And sure as shit, I was fucking shocked. Last year in 2024, I spent $5,712.72 at Target, which comes out to a little less than $500 a month at Target, which in my mind, yes, that's a lot of money, but that does seem accurate for what I was spending at Target. 2024. This is what I've spent at Target in the first 3 months of 2025. $145.83. All of this was spent before Target rolled back their DEI program, so before Trump was inaugurated on January 20th. This time last year, in the first 3 months, in the first quarter of 2024, I spent $1,500 at Target. In the first 3 months, in the first quarter of 2025, because Target rolled back their DEI program, I spent $145.83 at Target, which means me, myself, and I have had a 90% reduction in what I spent at Target in the first quarter of last year to the first quarter of this year. So Target, roll back your DEI programs, fuck around and find out, baby. I am so happy. If you guys are also boycotting Target and you used to be a huge Target spender, go on your Circle app and see what a difference you have made this year. Honestly, it's bringing new life to my battle. And I want to continue to boycott Target and Amazon and all the other ones as hard as I can, because like it's fucking working.
They're trying. Okay. Target is trying. If you have not went and searched the comments under the Target post just to get a laugh, look at what they're promoting now. I mean, they're trying to be the dollar store. Okay. They've got the Target dollar section. They've got the $3 section. And when I tell you the stuff looks cheap, it looks cheap. So if that's what made in America looks like, I don't know. I mean, I think I'll stick with China.
Proverbs 1:22. How long, ye simple ones, will you love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and the fools hate knowledge? Right? That's our people for the most part, and even to the world, because we're prophets to the world. Right? The Lord are prophesying the things that are happening, the world is watching, and we're telling everyone that this is the end. Right? But they don't want none of the reproof. Let me grab that. None of his reproof. Delight in none of his reproof. This is Proverbs 1:23. Let me grab it. Proverbs 1:23. It says, matter of fact. So yeah, wasn't this? I was just right here. Oh shoot. All right. Anyway, so lucky about that. This is wisdom warns. Proverbs 1:20. It says, "Wisdom cried without; she uttered her voice in the streets. She cried in the chief place of concourse. In openings of the gate in the city, she uttered her words, saying, How long, ye simple ones, will you love simplicity, and you scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge?" It says, "Turn ye at my reproof; behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you." It says, "Because I have called and ye refuse, I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and with none of my reproof. I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For that they have hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Awashai. They would none of my counsel, they despised all my reproof. It says, Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own device. It says, For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. Right. So Esau, Edom, like I stated earlier, is deceiving the people, right? You got that NLT. It says, For simpletons turn away from me to death, fools are destroyed by their own complacency. Right. And that's, through what? Not knowing, what's going on regarding the scriptures in the end. Proverbs 1:33 says, But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely and shall be quiet from the fear of evil. Right, that's the point, right? So these different individuals are not hearkening to the reproof of the Lord Yahweh through the mouthpiece of the prophets, right? We are the Lord's mouthpiece. The scriptures say, if any man speak, let him speak of the oracles of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, right? So we're going to the Bible and let you know what it is, but verse 33 again says, But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely and shall be quiet from fear of evil. That's the point. Isaiah 33:6, it says, And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord Yahweh is his treasure. Right? So, basically you need this understanding, you need this knowledge, you need to hearken to the prophets, listen to the prophets. You gotta work. Our people don't do that. Let me see, Ezekiel 33. Select it. Let me grab Isaiah 30. Right here. Right. All right, this is Isaiah 39. I'll start at 8. Isaiah 30 and 8, it says, Now go, write it before them in a table and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever, that this is a rebellious people, lying children, children that will not hear the law of the Lord Yahweh, which say to the seers, See not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. It says, Get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, call the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us, which is Yahweh Shai, right? Yahweh Bashmi Yahweh Shai. It says, Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay around. So trust in Esau, Edom, the wicked, and what he got going on. It says, Therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly and at an instant. That's the point, So, they're going to be destroyed out here. Boycotting Target is not going to get you nowhere during this famine, and hunger strikes is crazy. Listen to this lady here. So she said, I will be going on hunger. She's going to say going on hunger strike, right? She's on hunger strike in a time of approaching famine.
Hunger strike until these demands are met. To the people of Gaza, I want you to know that the students have not and will not give up, and we will not stop until Palestine is free. My name is Maya. I am a third-year Palestinian UCLA student, and today marks the first day of my indefinite hunger strike in protest of my university's direct involvement of my people's genocide. Today marks the 68th day of no food or aid going into Gaza. The people of Gaza have reported that they are starving.
And her message is good, but this is not the time. The Most High is visiting this place. Let me see. Isaiah 32. She's upset with what Benjamin and not a Jew, is doing over there. And rightly so. Isaiah 32 and 5, it says, The vile person shall no more be called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. For the vile person will speak villainly, and his heart will work iniquity to practice hypocrisy, and to utter error against the Lord Yahweh, to make empty the souls of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. Right? So that's what they're doing over there in the land of Israel, to the Palestinians over there in the Gaza Strip, right? Just starving them out because they want this plan of greater Israel. They don't want those individuals there. It's no longer about Hamas or anything like that, because the main targets and affected is the men, women, and children there that are like civilians, not soldiers or anything. It says, the instruments also of the true are evil. He devises wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speak of right. So this lady, she's going into it. She's like, yo, listen, those people are hungry. So anyway, like I said, she is speaking true, but trying to go on a hunger strike when the family's approaching all that, it ain't the way to go. Right? We're in the last days.
My university uses our tuition money to invest in Israeli companies going on hunger strike to urge my university to divest from these companies, to stop the constant beratement of UCLA students who protest legally on campus for Palestine, and to urge my university to protect the undocumented students who are here learning from deportation. We, the students of UCLA who support Palestine, will not be silenced or scared into silence by the administration. I will be going on hunger strike until these demands are met. To the people of Gaza, I want you to know that the students have not and will not give up, and we will not stop until Palestine is free.
All right, so this same chick, she in the hospital now. Says horrifying update after model whose UCLA student went on hunger strike to shame college over Palestine. It says horrifying update after model whose UCLA student went on hunger strike to shame college over Palestine. All right. Anyway, it says a UCLA student who went on hunger strike to protest the college response to conflict in Gaza has been hospitalized after going 9 days without food, which is insane. This is not the time. Famine is approaching. You got terrorist wars going on. They're talking about the shit's not making it in. Walmart CEO talking about empty shelves, all of that, and no packaging for food, and you on a hunger strike. You could have just waited. You could have just waited. Says the lady, Maya, a model and student at the California University, was seen in footage shared on social media being stretchered into an ambulance after passing out during her demonstration. So they said this is what happens when UCLA ignores their students. So they're blaming the college because this lady went on a hunger strike. She damn near died. Yeah, so she went on hunger strike. That's her in the stretcher. Now she in the hospital now. So yeah, it's the same chick. Anyway, that was the point, she's hunger strike. It's crazy, like I said. Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. Now, these are the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. It says, the beginning of wars and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? It says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things, they shall not turn from the wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges, right? So all this stuff is happening through the hand and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, and these people is in the middle of famines and pestilence and all of this are going on hunger strikes and boycotting the places where they buy their food from. It says, behold, vigils shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Right? And that's what we're letting you know. Now is not the time. Isaiah 55:11 says, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. Right. So basically, the Lord has prophesied against Babylon the Great that, in the world, these different things. Tribulation, anguish, sorrows, mournings, famines, sword, confusion, all of that. That's gross darkness to people and great confusion, So anyway, Lord willing, you edify from the lesson. I'll say shalom to those elect, which consists of men, women, and children. Shalom.